Hello, hello. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. I think somebody is not muted, so if you can, please make sure you are muted so that we are good to go. Hello, how are we? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Um, I want to make sure that sound is good. Great. Where everyone is joining from, happy Lionsgate portal. Are we excited for this? This is such a powerful day. Everyone is who's showing up today, you have no idea what we are going to do just with the energy and frequency. I've been in this vibration for a while now, and it is just going to elevate more. And as you all joining in, and we are going to start with the how to manifest your wildest dream and how to embody the higher identity. But ultimately, we will then go into 888 recalibration of Lion Gate Portal to really solidify the energy and activate that energy of manifestation. So I'm seeing Marie from Paris, beautiful, amazing. This is also streaming on YouTube. So even though I love playing music, but because it is streaming on YouTube, I would not be able to do that for the frequency activation. So you would, if you want music, you just have to play it yourself, meditation music or anything you like. But even just the frequency is so powerful. Just being present in stillness is so powerful. So we are just going to do that. We are going to really activate that version of you. And if you are already feeling the energy, then you know that this is really really powerful. And are you able to see me, hear me clearly? Can I just see, make sure that we're all good to go? There's people still joining, so I'm just letting everybody in so then we can start. Amazing. So you can hear me. Atlanta, beautiful. Germany, beautiful. I'm just reading where everyone is from. St. Lucia, beautiful, amazing. I'm very, very happy to have you all here and really share this. We are all recalibrating today together to everyone who's showing up. It's not a coincidence. We are all meant to be in this room. We are all meant to do this together so that we are really moving into the version of you that is manifesting everything you desire. So I am really excited for you, and we are going to begin shortly as people are joining live on YouTube and here. So what are we doing here? What is the purpose of this? Why this day is so important? Lion Gate Portal is already very activating energy, and if you felt things were collapsing last few days, or you felt emotional, or there was a lot of change and shift that was happening, then that is really just the energy frequency moving. But this year specifically, the Lion Gate Portal activation really is more powerful because the energy is moving in a way that it never moved before. 2026, this year, 888, if you look at 8th of August 2026 is actually triple eight, and this is why the power of the energy is incredible. And I am, by the way, not in London. I am in Dubai right now, and I could not miss this. I wanted to do this. I was like, even though I'm traveling, I am for work and also for my birthday. It was 2 days ago, so I wanted to kind of you have to understand, everything that I do, everything that I share, I actually embody that. So if I share with you that you have to be bold and you have to take action, I am actually doing that myself, because I'm all about showing up and being the version of me, so that you know that I am also elevating with you. I am not just staying the same. And there was a very intentional purpose to come here to Dubai for some work and to recalibrate the energy on a higher level. Some opportunities came through. So this is why I came here. And then it was my birthday. So all of that. And then it was 8th of August, Lion Gate. And I was like, I have to do this, even though it's been a busy week. But I was like, it's like 10:30 in the evening here. But I was like, I have to do this. I have to show up for you. I have to show up for myself and do this. By the way, I only see Marie. I would love to see everyone's faces, your beautiful faces. It would be lovely to see, because the more you show up for yourself, the more you embody the version of you who shows up for themselves. It is not for myself, it is for you. So open your camera for yourself. This is Lion Gate Portal, requires powerful energy for yourself. You are embodying the version of you who is ready to be seen, who's ready to be heard, and this is your first step. And it's also noticeable, like in the more you are actively listening and actively present, the more you intake the information, the more you embody the information. So it's ultimately for yourself, not for me. But I would love for you to turn on your camera for yourself, so that you are really allowing this energy to move through beautifully for yourself. Amazing. Vivian, I see. Beautiful. Really good to see you. Amazing. So, yes. What we are doing here. So the Lion Gate portal, like I said, is very powerful. I'm in Dubai. I am showing up here. But ultimately, why we are all here together is to shift the frequency on a higher level. What are your desires? I would love to hear in the chat. What are you manifesting? What is your desire? What is the ultimate goal? What is the intention for you to be present today? Why are you here? What are you looking to change? Let me know. Let's recalibrate that. It has to be actively participated. Lion energy is very active. So you have to be active in that. So share your vision, share what is that one thing, what is your intention of showing up? What are you manifesting? So share in the comments, let other people see your manifestation. Some people believe that if people know about my manifestation, it will not become true. That is not true. That is a limiting belief. The more you share, the more you activate the truth. And activate that energy, because we are all coming from a pure, genuine, unconditional, loving place. So it is a safe space to share. So really allow that to move through. Really allow yourself to share your vision, share your dreams, so that people know, and also I know, that what you are recalibrating. So when we do frequency activation, we are really tapping into that. So I'm reading some of that. Some people are from Cape Town, beautiful. Paris, beautiful. Amazing. So financially expansion, yeah, financial expansion. I'm here for this amazing energy, beautiful financial freedom, amazing. Love that. Love health, wealth, freedom all around. Beautiful, incredible, amazing, amazing. So the purpose, like I said, we are going to talk about how to manifest your wildest dream, and why people cannot, why people struggle with that, and how you can move into that energy. Because when we talk about wildest dream, and when we talk about manifesting anything, manifestation isn't about tools or practices or meditation. Manifestation is about shedding every single thing that separates you from what you want. That is manifestation. So manifestation isn't about just money. Manifestation isn't about just love. Manifestation isn't about an object, or receiving something like in the physical space. But manifestation is really about you shedding everything that separates you from that version of you that has it all. because there is a version of you that has it all. There's a version of you that moves with light, with love, with abundance, with freedom, with peace, with joy. And anything that is in between that version of you that has it all and the version of you that doesn't have it, the difference between that, the distance between that, that is what keeping you away from your manifestation. So some people say, I do all the practices, I do affirmation, I do meditation, I do journaling, but it is not occurring. It doesn't occur just because you're doing those practices. It occurs when it seeps into your body, when your nervous system believes that is true for you. Just by saying that money loves me and I love money, or abundance is my birthright, or I am a millionaire, does not create millions. It can help you to shift your mind, but it does not completely bring that manifestation into reality if the body believes that to be not true. If the nervous system is contracting, if subconscious belief and subconscious identity is wounded, then you are in separation from what you are saying. And this is where the manifestation doesn't occur. This is where it becomes challenging for people. So before I go further in because it is Lionsgate portal, very activating, very bold energy. I am Lioness, I am a Leo, so my energy is already very kind of activating in that. But this energy, 888 is abundance. So by the end of this live, I want to invite you to for something special. I haven't done that in a very long time. I probably did that last year, probably around the same time, and I am doing that again for people who are bold, who are daring, who are ready to move to the next level, is to offer a scholarship program. But last time I did 500. This time I'm going to do $1,000 scholarship to whoever signs up to work with me. And that $1,000, I mean, this is exciting. The reason, because 888 is abundance, I want to gift you that abundance by offering that $1,000 when you step into your higher version. So I like to reward people when they step into their higher version. I don't do this often. I did this last year, probably in August. I may do like next year, I don't know. But this is the only time I'm going to do that, is to offer $1,000 towards scholarship reward when you join the program. So anyone who's bold, who's daring, who's ready for next level, this is a great way to step into your greatness and your grandest version. And I will share the link. I will share more details around that. But this is what I will be offering to really activate this Lion Gate energy, to really activate you into that next level. So I wanted to share that. Other than that, so as we are, how does that sound, by the way? Being able to have that, this level of support that will be provided to be able to receive that. Are you open to receive that support? I want you to just sit with that idea, because what people do, a lot of people are not open for support. When something is being offered, they still feel not ready for. They feel like I have to do it on my own. I have to figure everything out on my own. The truth is, we cannot do things on our own. We need system, we need support, we need people, we need somebody to hold space for ourselves. And this is why I do these live events. This is why I invite you, so that you know that you're supported. And if there's anywhere you feel that you don't want support, or you're not ready to receive, just check in with yourself if you are in resistance to the support, if you are in resistance to receive, because that is again within you, deeply something activating within you that is saying, I'm not open to receive. Right? I do everything on my own. I have to figure it out on my own. I have to watch 100 YouTube videos, and then I will know how to do this. But ultimately, that is just going to keep you in the loop. And if you want to open yourself fully, then you must allow yourself to be open to receive energetically, emotionally, spiritually, because we want to shed all version of you that doubts, that worry around money, around abundance, around love, and expand in speaking your truth, activating that light that you have within you. The fear, the worry that you have, that is really your past version, your old identity, your experience. Your society tells you to stay quiet, to stay small, to not speak up, to not share your truth, and not be who you are. And that keeps you small, that keeps you in limitation. Every time I show up is not just for myself, but I show up for you. I show up for to activate that your higher version. This is why I show up, because when I speak to you, I'm speaking to your higher version. I'm speaking to the version of you that knows that who you are, that knows that you're worthy, you're abundant, that you are loved, that you are meant to have it all. And if you know my story, I did not start here. I'm sitting here in Dubai and in a beautiful place, in a literally in the central of Dubai, and it's all because I always been bold in making decision. Even when I ran away from my ex at 20, when I got divorced at 21, all of that journey, the kind of it's about being bold and moving towards your higher version boldly, because the more you believe in you, the more you will receive what you desire. The world will not believe you until you believe in yourself, until you claim that who you are. My background is in investment banking, right? And in investment banking, especially in the UK, I'm not sure about US, but in the UK, very logical, very ruthless. There's no word, and you can't even mention word universe, God, higher power. Like those words are not even mentioned. Like people will think you are crazy. So from that background to stepping into as a healer, as an intuitive advisor, people do not understand. I came from a very logical place, so making that change, and I'm still living in the UK, and embodying that identity of a healer as an investment banker. There's two very different identities. As an investment banker, I was very logical, very masculine energy, very logical energy. Healer, very feminine energy, very spiritual energy, very grounded energy, very, very different energy. So for me to step into that energy, I had to shed and let go of the shame that what will people think, what my colleagues will think when they see my YouTube, when they see I talk intuitively, when I channel things, what would they think? I had to let that go fully. I had to let go of that shame, because that shame that we feel that other people will think about, that they will laugh at me, or they will laugh at what you do. Actually, that shame is residing within you. It's not about other people, it's you. Everything is a mirror. So when I let go of that shame within me, nobody shamed me, nobody laughed at me, nobody said anything. It was me judging me. It was me judging my healer identity, even though I knew I had intuitive gifts. But I was so scared to embody, because I thought people will laugh. People were like, she's crazy. But I had to let go of that shame, that judgment, to embody this identity. And I'm sharing that with you because you have to really realize that what is your thing? What is that thing that you are ashamed of, or you are scared to embody, or scared to do? What is that thing? Because whatever that is, it is you that is holding yourself back. It is not the people. The world is a mirror. It is reflecting your insecurities. It is reflecting your doubt. It is reflecting your worry. It is reflecting your fears. This is why you are the co-creator. The more you let go of what other people say, what your parents say, what your family says, what your friends say, your colleagues says, the more you let go of that, the more you embody, more you create radical self-belief. Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Do you understand what does that take? And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying you have to be bold. You have to believe, because the world will believe every single thing you say if you believe. World only mirrors, it only mirrors. Once I embodied that energy of as a healer, people started getting excited about, oh, Sadaf is a healer. So every networking event, people would get excited. And I was like, what is going on? Before it was a completely different reality. Now I've embodied it. Now people are accepting me as a healer, as an intuitive, and it was a different experience. And what really taught me is it was me. It was all me. The judgment was mine. The shame was mine. The abandonment was mine. The embarrassment was mine. It was all in me. And when I released all of that, that's when people, the world reflected how I see myself, because they are only reflecting me. They are reflecting what I perceive of me, what I believe of me. And this is why it is so key of you knowing what you want and why it is important to you, and what are you going to willing to do to embody it, that belief that will create that next level of reality for you. So this is why it's so important, and I really wanted to share that with you, so that you know how this works, because it works. It works 100%. Manifestation works 100%. There's no doubt. It's not a gimmick. It's not a scam. It works 100%. But it works if you work, if you believe, if you truly, with faith, know that it is your reality. When I was stuck in that marriage, I remember I was 19 or 20, or maybe, I don't know, 18 maybe, I don't remember. But ultimately I was thinking, is this going to be my life? I used to write, I used to journal. Is that my life? I was stuck in this toxic, abusive home, married to somebody I did not love or cared about. And I was stuck in that space, and I still have that diary. I wrote, is this my life? Is this how I am going to end up? And if I did not run away from that home, that would have been my life. That would have been. That I would be still there. I don't know what I would be doing, but I would be still there. So the bold step came from me when there was nobody, there was no support, there was no money, there was no home, there was no family, there was nothing. And I chose to leave with faith that it will work out. And guess what? It did. I am here still, and so much better than if you knew me 10 years ago, even I don't know, 5 years ago. I was a very different person than who you see right now. So it works when you step into that version, whatever that is for you. If it's financial freedom, what does that look like for you? Financial freedom is different for everyone. Some people $10,000 is enough. For some people $50,000 is not enough. So what is that? And doesn't matter what number you choose, whatever the number is, you have to be feeling like, okay, this is my number. And God doesn't judge, therefore you shouldn't judge. Whether it's millions, whether it's billions, whether it's 100,000, doesn't matter. Whatever that number is for you. And you have to choose. And a lot of people who are spiritual, they believe that the more money they have, the more greedy they become, the more non-spiritual they will become, and they will they will become materialistic, and they will become all of that. That is not true. I know people who are highly wealthy but deeply spiritual, and very nice, very kind, very supportive. So it is not really true to believe that you are going to become less spiritual just because you are wealthy. That is not true. The money only going to enhance who you are deeply. If you're deeply empathic, compassionate, loving, sweet, kind human being, you will just amplify that energy 10 times, 100 times. That's what's going to happen. That's how it's going to happen. So, are you wanting to amplify that so that you can impact the world in a powerful way, so that you can live the life of your desires with ease and effortlessness? Then it will be that. And people who are deeply in their character not good-hearted or not unkind, then that will be amplified with money. So money is a character amplifier. That's all it is. It doesn't change your character. It just amplifies your character. So this is why I'm passionate about people who are kind and good and compassionate, to become conscious leaders, to create a bigger impact in the world, because we need money in good hands. People who are good and kind and loving and sweet, we need money in their hand. This is why I talk about wealth. This is why I talk about abundance, because it is all energetics. It's not about notes on physical note, but it's energetics. So, in order to really understand manifesting your wildest dream, what you have to know, whatever you dominantly believe, that is what manifesting. What is your dominant frequency on a day-to-day basis? What does that look like for you? How do you operate? Do you mostly 90% of the time, are you in sadness or pain or suffering or discomfort or anger or frustration? Or are you 90% of the time happiness, joy, love, ease, peace? Depending on your emotion, that is the frequency you are operating in. So notice what is your dominant frequency, where emotionally, where you are on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. And that will tell you what is your dominant frequency. And whatever your dominant frequency is, that's what is going to manifest. This is why I talk about really working on the wounding, releasing the core wounding around your healing those wounds that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you in limitation. And when we heal those wounds, we activate the next level. Because imagine somebody who is gone through childhood trauma, or they've gone through abusive marriage, and they are carrying those wounds. Then everything that they would do from that wound, that they feel not worthy, they feel not enough, or there's something wrong with them, or they're broken, or they are not worthy to have more. They will operate from that. So when we release the wounding and remind and activate that truth and light, that actually they are worthy being, and they are meant to be meant to be confident, meant to be loved, meant to be happy, meant to be joyful. When we activate that, that's when their frequency starts shifting. That's when they stop thinking about this happened to me. Instead of that, they start thinking, moving from this is what I want, this is who I am. That is what becomes their emotion and thinking, and then that's how their dominant frequencies start changing. So this is why when you hear me talk about my story, I don't talk about my story from a victim place. I talk about my story from an inspiring place, from an empowered place, that I share my story just so that you know the contrast. So really understand the contrast that I am kind of sharing from, so that you know where I was to where I am, so that you can really see the picture. But when every time you hear me talk about it, it is not from a place of, oh, I need sympathy, or I am a victim, or this happened to me, or that happened to me. It's never that, because I'm not attached to that. That was just a journey. It was not the destination, and I'm not attached to the journey, what happened. I'm moving towards that embodiment of the destination, that I know where I belong. So the idea, the compass has to move. Compass doesn't need to be in the past. It has to be in the future, or the moment, or the version of you that is already living the life that you desire. So you have to really shift that compass. Where is that compass? So really notice, where is that dominating in your energy and vibration? What are the emotions that you non-stop feeling? And that can really keep you give you idea, okay, I am operating from that, or I am, and it's not to judge yourself. It's not like, oh, why am I operating from that? But actually, it is to recognize that, okay, yes, I am operating from sadness, or I'm operating from this pain. I am aware of that, and I'm sending unconditional love to me, and I honor me, I respect me, I give myself grace. Never shame, never judge your emotions. Allow them to move through you, because the more you allow to move through, the more you become the vessel that, it's like a machine. Like body is a machine. And the reason people get stuck, because they don't let it out. They like hold on, they get into scarcity or fear, or nervous system start contracting, and then they operate in fear. But ultimately, if you imagine a machine or something that is constantly moving, because we are constantly vibrating, the reason the energy gets stuck, emotions get stuck, because we get into fear state, and that we freeze and we stop the flow. And when we stop the flow, the energy does not move. So this is why just allowing with grace, allowing and letting it go really helps you to move that manifestation really faster. And one of the fastest way, if you do, you want to know the fastest way to manifest, like the fastest way if you can. And can I share that with you? Do you want to hear it? Yes. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
share that with
please.
you. Because yeah, so fastest way to manifest is to hold your old identity whilst you moving to the new identity. So the discomfort between the old and the new, if you can hold both at the same time, you are recalibrating to the higher you. Because the old, why people get stuck, because they believe they have to let go of the old completely. They need to heal every pattern, every belief, and everything before they step into the identity of their highest, most successful self. That is not true. Duality exists in everything. Duality is reality. So, duality, can you hold the darkness and the light at the same time? Because right now you are holding both. You may not be aware of it, but you are holding both. You are holding the darkness and you're also holding the light. You're holding the shadows and you're also holding the divine essence. So that is part of you, but most people are not aware. When we start moving higher energetically, your old identity will call you. It will come forward. It will tell you to remain where you are. It will kind of give you more fear, more doubt, but you keep moving towards the new, regardless of the fear, regardless of the doubt, regardless of the worry. And when you can hold both whilst moving up, then you are actually allowing the new to become the norm whilst you shed the old. So this is the fastest way to move, is to hold both at the same time, to allow that to flow through you whilst you're embodying. So I'll tell you, in 2024, I launched my business. I started my business officially end of 2023, but the full year started in 2024. And I was kind of in a between, because I quit my corporate job. I invested a lot of money in myself, and I was in a state and a place where things were felt harder, and I was contemplating whether to stay, whether to also get 9 to 5 job and do this work, or whether to remain in this fully, embody this fully. And because my work, my YouTube and everything was already kind of working and flowing, but I was still not learning how to do this business side of things fully. I had no understanding of that, so I was learning through that. So there were a phase in my life where the money was going down, and I was in getting into that scarcity, whether should I go back to 9 to 5, should I go into corporate again. And it's so beautiful, it's so interesting. I'll tell you what happened. So the things were not moving in my business, and here, when I started thinking about going back to corporate, I attracted an opportunity of a high paying digital asset bank, American, based in New York, and they had a branch in Paris, France, and they wanted me to run London and France for them, and they wanted. I had an interview, had few interviews, then I had an interview with the director, and they liked me. They wanted me, and as I was doing the last interview with the director, was I did not wanted to do that. I was only doing it because of the money side of things, because I was thinking, okay, I can run the business and I can also do corporate. But when I spoke to the director and the way she was, her energy was so stressed, she was so stressed, and she was like, well, we worked 7 days a week. I was like, okay, interesting. And that really, that was a that that's what I'm sharing, old and new. The old identity was saying, go back to the corporate, do that and run business and corporate together to make sure that you have money. But the new identity was calling to embody as a CEO, as a leader. That was a new identity. So here I am contemplating what to do. And after having that conversation with that director, I was became so clear, no, this is the old me. This is not me. This cannot be me. So I decided to not go with that opportunity. It was, multi six figures. It was a very good opportunity, but it was very misaligned from my purpose, my desire, my calling. And as soon as I said no to that, I had 3 clients signed up. Before that, no one did. So what does that look mean? If I chose, if I went back to corporate, what am I saying energetically? I am saying I am an employee. Energetically, I am an employee. I need to be paid through this company. And nothing wrong with being employee. Nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment here. But I'm just saying my vision was to be a conscious leader, to do this soul-led work. This is my vision. This is who I see myself. So when I said no, this another portal opened up. The clients started coming, and if I chose that path, it was not a wrong path, but it would have been a different path. It would have been misaligned path with me, for personally I'm talking about. So that is holding old and new at the same time. So by saying no, I embodied the new, right? So I remain in discomfort for a while, not knowing where and how, uncertainty. So, but I was holding that discomfort of the old and the new at the same time. And when I said no, when you make a decision about something, it moves you higher energetically. So when I said no, I moved higher energetically. So I opened the next level for myself. And then the client started, because the decision was internal. Because internally I decided I'm not going back. That was a strong decision to say no to multi six figures. That's a strong decision. When you have not a lot of money and you say no to 6 figures or multi 6 figures, that is a bold decision, right? And that requires courage. And I'm sharing that with you so you know there is a discomfort. It's not easy. There's a discomfort, because when you're moving from old to new, there will be slight fear, slight discomfort, but you have to believe who you are, and the path opens up. The portal opens up, the opportunity starts showing up. And this is why it is so key and into manifesting your higher you. How are we feeling? Are we feeling good? By the way, so I'm going to talk about the higher identity in a moment, and then we will do the 888 reality recalibration frequency activation. But before we do that, the scholarship, anyone who wants to apply, this offer is only available till 12th of August. I'm only honoring this Lion Gate portal energy for those who are bold, who are brave, who are ready for next level, to embody that fully. So I'll leave a link to apply. If you can put Lion Gate in your application so that I know that you are applying. This $1,000 scholarship reward will only be available till 12th of August, and you have to apply and let me know in the application that you're coming from this live. It's only available for people who are on live with me, and they will receive this offer of $1,000 scholarship reward towards their higher identity there, so that they open themselves up to the new reality. I'll leave the link here for you to apply, and with that, make sure the spots go really, really quickly. So if you want, as I said, only until 12th, make sure that you do that. Okay. So the next thing you need to understand around manifestation, the reason I'm sharing all of that, because this is the work that has changed my life, and this is the work that changed my client's life, in so many beautiful ways that that I cannot even. I mean, it feels like a miracle for myself and for my clients, because when this work works, and it always does, I had clients who had arthritis, and that arthritis healed. I had clients who was launching this digital asset company in fintech. He was looking for investment, and when we started working together, he was not being able to get an investment to launch this fintech company that he wanted. And when we started doing energy recalibration, and I started activating higher energy and frequency through deep work, he managed to get the investor the way he wanted, much better investor than he expected. And all of that happened because, not because he worked harder, not because he had more talent or more knowledge. It because he released the things that were holding him back energetically, emotionally, released the wounding that was keeping him in separation from the wealth that he was meant for. And when he did that, it happened effortlessly, easily and effortlessly. There's no limitation in money in the world. There's unlimited resources. How open are you to receive? How open are you to allow this to occur? This is what it is all about, and this is why I show up with so authentically, so grounded, so that you know that it's like money is the easiest thing. I want you to start believing the easiest thing you do is making money. That's the easiest thing you do. Maybe if you want to affirm this for yourself, the easiest thing I do is make money. It comes to me easily and effortlessly every single time, in all ways. So start believing that, because ultimately time is limited. Money isn't. Time is limited. Your time on this planet is limited, but money is unlimited, infinite. Abundance available. You can look at the nature, it is fully abundant. God never said that you are not worthy of money. God created nature with abundance, and that abundance is within you. But we separate abundance because of the societal conditioning, generational belief, generational trauma, childhood conditioning. All of that creates separation in belief that money is easy. And I had somebody. I went to a networking event. I had somebody, and we were speaking, and they found out that I do this energy work or healing work, and they started saying, I find it really bad that that spiritual work should not cost anything. It should be free. Okay. And I was listening to her, and I was like, okay, interesting. And why do you believe that to be true? And it's like, well, it's God's work, so it should be free. And I was like, okay, where does that come from? Then as I was speaking to her, what I realized that she did not have a lot of money. She operated from a poverty consciousness. She was struggling with money. Therefore, her belief was that money is hard to make, money is difficult, and spiritual people should not charge. And I've noticed people who don't have money, those are the people who believe that to be true. People who are actually wealthy, they don't believe that. That's not true. Because money is just energy. It's just an energy. It's an energy exchange. People make it like bad. Like when somebody says that, it comes to me that they think money is bad or money is greedy. So they make money wrong. So they believe that money is wrong. Therefore, for spiritual work, which is pure work, right? There shouldn't be any energy exchange. There should not be no energy exchange. So that comes from belief that money is dirty. So when you believe money is dirty, then of course you will believe that if you are spiritual, you should not charge because spiritual work is pure. So do you see how subtle that is? Even though she was just saying those things, and ultimately what I realized, she was creating separation from money for herself. She did not have a lot of money. She wanted to, in the end, she said, I would love for you to work with me, but actually I don't have any money. So, what does that tell you? Ultimately, that was her own limitation, limiting belief around money that created that separation for her, that she struggled with money. So, this is what I notice when I speak to people. I really see that when they say certain things, it really comes from a lot of limitation because they do not believe that they are worthy of receiving more. And even if they do receive, they do not allow themselves to receive because they are blindsided because they've always focused on the what they don't have rather than what they do have. Right. So this is why another client I worked with, her investment literally tripled whilst working together, which was stuck for years. She managed to buy a property with that investment literally within a month of working together. That occurred. So all of these things I'm sharing with you to let you know that how this works, how this operates, so that you understand that there's everything is energy. Money is energy. The way you see things energetically, you are recalibrating to that. People who believe everything is expensive, they find everything expensive, right? And people who spend money on silly things per se, like people think, oh, why are you spending money on silly things? But ultimately, it is all the judgment that people hold that keeps them stuck. When we release the judgment, you open the door for abundance. God is not judging. God is not shaming. Doesn't think you're greedy. It is all human judgment, the human consciousness that judges to keep you in lower vibration. And it's not your fault. It's the society, it's the programming, it's the media, it's everything around that say this is expensive, that is expensive. All of that conditions you to keep in limitation. But when you remove that roof, that ceiling, and allow the universe to show how abundant you can be, that's when you start seeing the change and the shift in your reality, right? This is how you see the change. This is how you allow yourself to experience the change. One of the example I love to give, I don't know if you've heard this before, you may have heard this, me saying that, but I want to mention that those who haven't heard it. So I want you to imagine that a Chanel bag in a Poundland or a dollar store. If a Chanel bag is hanging in a Poundland or dollar store, what do you think people will think the worth of that bag? They will think that is a dollar, its value is only $1 or a few dollars, right? Or a few pounds, because the Chanel bag is hanging there. So people will not value that Chanel bag because the environment itself is speaking dollar energy, $1 energy, right? That's the environment that Chanel bag is in. So the value of that Chanel bag will be $1 because it is in that environment, it is in that energy, right? But ultimately that Chanel bag has to realize its value and its worth, to change its environment, to move into an environment where it belongs, where its value is $5,000 or $8,000, right? It has to move into that environment in order to be actually realized and actualized to that value and worth that Chanel bag is. Exactly the same way, if you are around people or an environment that is constantly giving you feedback that you are not worthy, you are not valued, you are not enough, and if you take that feedback as truth, you are reducing your own value because your environment is telling you something and you're taking that in as the truth. But ultimately, you are extremely valuable being. But if you stop taking the environment as your truth and move into the environment by internally, move it internally first and then external will change, then you will move into the environment that is aligned with the value that you have. Because people will keep saying the things they say because that keeps them in comfort, right? That keeps them in that realization, well, if you are less than, then they can be more than, right? That's the game of life, to suppress others in order to control. Power, that's the power game people play. So if in your environment people are suppressing you, putting you down, making you feel less, it's not about you, it's about them. They are insecure, they are moving from the energy of control and power. And if you buy into that energy, if you believe into that, then you are playing small, you are allowing the world to suppress you. But you say no to that. If you move from that, you are like, no, I am not buying into that belief. I'm not allowing that energy to be my truth. I'm going to move in boldly and truthfully and authentically towards my deepest desire, whatever that is, whether it's speaking or being an author or being a leader, owning a business, or working for a certain type of company. If that is your desire, then you move into that desire. I had a client who wanted to be a board member for a company that was in Sweden that she wanted to work with and she felt more aligned with, and she was not aligned with her field that she was working in. When we started doing the work, she wanted to just work for that company, but actually they made her a board member of that, and she was so excited. She could not believe that her desire was to work with them. She did not have the understanding or the identity that she could be a board member. But when we worked on her identity, she moved into that. So they easily hired as a board member. That's why she changed her environment from the job that she did not like, even though she was still working for a company, but she was working for a company that she felt aligned with, and she was embodying the identity of a board member in that company. So that's a shift. That's the value shift. That's the worthiness shift in her identity, even though she is working for a company. So it doesn't matter what that is for you. It doesn't matter. Whatever that is for you, you have to realize that you have to make that choice to not buy into the society, the conditioning, the people, the family, the friends, because they are all operating from their limitation. You don't have to buy into their limitation. I had to let go of a lot of things, a lot of people, because I am no longer interested in limiting myself, and I'm only going to align myself with people who are aligned with me. And these are the choices you have to make in order to move into the higher version. And your family will understand when you start becoming successful. Your family will accept you when you start moving into that. They don't have to understand you now. My family did not understand my work. My mother did not understand my work. She did not know what I was doing. She was very, very confused about me leaving my corporate job, my high-paying job, and doing something, which make no sense for her. She did not understand, but now, today, she gets it. She understands it. In whatever way she does, she gets it. And so your family will come on board. And even if they don't, doesn't matter. You have to be on board first. If you want to ride the wave, if you want to go in the sea, if you want to go on that boat, you have to get into that boat. You can't wait for other people to be on board for that. You first, right? That's how it works. If you don't, then nobody else will. So this is how we work. How does that all feel? Does that all resonating, connecting? Yeah, I will be shortly starting the recalibration. I know a lot of you are wanting to do that, and can't wait to do that with you. So we'll do that shortly. Finally, just mentioning that the scholarship $1,000 reward available for powerful, beautiful souls like yourself for until 12th of August who are ready to sign up and move through this energy and frequency so that we embody that wealth, that visibility, that impact that you are meant for. And whether that is just shifting your money belief, moving into releasing invisible blocks to move into the income that is aligned with your soul, that makes you feel worthy and enough, whatever that is, make sure you apply, make sure you put a lion gate in the application, and make sure that you do that sooner rather than later so that there's still spots available. I am traveling back to London tomorrow, so I will be in London next week, and then I will go through your applications. Beautiful, amazing. So now we're gonna start the line gate activation, frequency activation. Are you ready for that? Yes. Have a sip of water. If you haven't had water, make sure you do, because the energy is very activating. This is going to be a different way of meditation. I will not be able to play music. You can if you want, because it's streaming live on YouTube. So copyright issues, I can't play music. But if you like, I would say stay in stillness. Stillness is very powerful. So we will do 3 parts in this activation. And as I will take you through, just keep moving and see what comes up. After the activation, I want you to journal. I want you to make sure that you have some water, because you might already be dehydrated, or feeling that because the energy is strong. Your mind is already shifting or triggering or sending certain feeling and emotions. Anything that's coming up, it's all good. Allow that to flow through you. If anything coming up, if you're getting migraine or mind is, your head is hurting, that's also normal. That's okay. Just allow yourself to be comfortable, sit comfortably, and then we will begin. Okay, great. So what I want you to do, I call this 888 reality recalibration, frequency activation for this 888 energy. And as this 888 energy, I want you to really sit comfortably. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to just pay attention to my voice. I will turn off my camera so that you are completely in attention to my voice only. You can hear it clearly. And as you take a deep breath in, I want you to imagine you are shedding everything that you've held all day. Releasing any judgment, any sadness, any anger. Ultimately, this first part of this frequency lion gate activation is to shed the old reality. Releasing the old reality before we embody the new. And I want you to now make a note, mental note, as I speak through. I want you to first imagine there's this powerful, bright light from the universe coming all the way down, all the way down, coming all the way down, crossing all the layers of the sky, coming all the way down to the earth. And it comes all the way down to your country, to your city, to your home. And as this powerful light comes all the way down to your home, to your room, I want you to feel that strong, powerful energy moving to your crown, all the way down to your spine, all the way down to the root of your spine. And as that touches your spine, I want you to feel the activation of this beautiful light that is shifting your frequency powerfully. And as you imagine that, I want you to notice that there's this powerful bubble that is being created around you through this beautiful white divine light. And as this bubble is being created around you, I want you to realize that it's so safe and protective bubble that you can let go of everything in this bubble completely, fully. And as you let go of everything, I want you to now make a note of identifying what you are no longer available for. What are you no longer available for? I want you to really feel, is it the income ceiling, the relationship patterns, the identity that is keeping you in unworthiness, not enoughness, the fear of being seen? What are you not available for? The version of you who is constantly waiting, trying to be ready, constantly wanting to be ready but never being ready? What are you no longer available for? Really imagine and set intention that I am no longer available for speaking my truth, standing for myself, saying yes to my higher self, saying no to anything that is not aligned with me. What are you not available for? And as you make that note in your mind, what that is, I want you to imagine your bubble starts moving up in that higher place, in higher dimension. Releasing the old as it moves higher and higher. Releasing the shame, releasing the guilt, releasing the sadness, releasing the anger, and allowing you to move into the lightness, into the ease, into the peace, into the love. And as that happens, I want you to see this beautiful bubble move into the quantum field, the field of all possibility, the infinite possibilities. And in that field, I want you to now find the version of you who has been living the reality that you have been desiring. Imagine moving into that state of being, that you are living in that reality. And I want you to now see that version of you as you find her or him. I want you to notice what she no longer believes or he no longer believes. How does she operate? Is she free of fear? Is she free of doubt? Is she free of trying to prove herself in front of others? Is she free of judgment? Is she free of shame? Noticing what is she free of? Now I want you to affirm this new version of me has completed its purpose in my life. And I am embodying this new version of me moving forward, whilst I am releasing all agreements with the old version of me. The old version of me has completed its purpose. It's no longer needed. It has served its purpose. I am releasing it on from all levels, and I'm ending all the agreements with my old version in order to embody the new version that has a life that I desire. And as that happens, I want you to see that everything in the old is being released, freeing you completely and activating the higher you. You may feel the shift, you may feel the sensation, you may feel powerful energy. Make sure you are breathing through as you are moving through. And now we are going to enter the impossible reality, the wildest dream reality, the reality that is beyond your imagination, or the reality beyond what you've imagined. So if you imagined yourself as a millionaire or financially free or somebody who is on a certain level financially, I want you to now see that multiplied by 100. So if it was a million, imagine that it is now 100 million. Imagine if you saw a small villa, imagine a palace. Just allow yourself to step in. We are multiplying the version of you at 100x. And what I'm going to ask you is that if God told you tonight that the impossible thing you desire has already been approved, verified, given to you, who would you become immediately? If God told you tonight, if the source, universe told you tonight that impossible thing you desire has already been given to you, who would you become immediately? If you knew it is already yours, who will you become? And as you see that who you have become, someone who has 100 million, someone who is extremely wealthy, extremely healthy, extremely successful, extremely happy. And as you embody that, I want you to imagine your life from today, 12 months forward, 8th of August, 2027. And I want you to know that your wildest manifestation has become true. It is already, you are living that life. And as you imagine living that life, I want you to witness, where are you? What are you wearing? Who is beside you? What does your bank account looks like? How much money do you witness in your bank account? What does your life looks like? Who is around? Do you have people, children, family? What do you see? What has become completely normal for you? Is 100 million normal? Is 1 million normal? Is creating income, higher level of income is normal? Really allow yourself to see what is normal for you in that life. And most importantly, how does your body feel receiving that level of wealth and success? That once something that felt impossible now is your life. how your body is receiving and accepting that new reality in this line gate portal, activating that reality in the now. Because the time is illusion, and we can make that reality real now in this moment as we are activating this energy of what we are perceiving in 2027 to be true energetically today. Okay, take a deep breath in. And as you are taking a deep breath in, I want you to see that version of you that is living the best life, the life that you saw. And I want you to now step in within your bubble that you are in. I want you to go closer to her. And I want you to see that she's coming closer to you, or he's coming closer to you. And as you do, I want you to see that now you are both merging together as one. And as you're merging together as one, your body is now embodying what she already has, the higher version, what she already has. I want you to feel true in your body and breathe through this new version. I want you to sit the way she sits or he sits. Really feel the power as you embody that energy, that you are now her. You are now moving into that frequency. And now that you've embodied that version, we are now going to collapse it into now. Because ultimately, the reality can bend, time can collapse energetically, because time is an illusion and we can make it real now. I want you to imagine that now you are moving forward, stepping forward. And as you step forward, you are leaving your old identity behind. You're seeing that she's going further and further, or he's going further and further, and you keep moving forward, and you're now running towards the desires. You are owning the desires, and the old identity releasing and leaving you. Now it is millions and millions miles away. You moved so fast, you moved so further. The old identity no longer exists. There is no portal you need to wait for. You are the portal. We are activating the portal within, because you are the portal that change, that shift, that release anything that is old and embodies everything that is new. This is you. You are the portal. You are the magnifier. You are the magnet. You are the miracle. So now activating that miraculous energy, magnetizing energy of manifestation to really allowing that new identity of fully embodiment of the new you. And as you are moving faster and faster towards that, I want you to notice that you see a pyramid. And I want you to enter that pyramid. And as you enter that pyramid, it has gold edges. And you stand in that, between that pyramid in the center. And as you stand in the center, this pyramid starts moving, going round and round, circling around you. And as it circles around you, your frequency shifts faster and faster. You are recalibrating to this new identity and embodiment of the new identity, owning that truth that love is easier, wealth is easier, abundance is easier. And now you are going to affirm that I choose the reality that once felt impossible. As you are seeing the pyramid going faster and faster, you say, I give myself permission to receive more abundance, more wealth, more ease, and more peace. I'm available for the opportunities. I am available for the opportunities, decisions, relationships, and expansions required for me to meet that reality that I desire. I trust what God is revealing through me. And I am the person who is ready to receive fully. I am the one who is choosing the version of me that is living the life that I've dreamt of. Now it is my normal. My dream has become my reality, and I am no longer allowing anything that stops me from making that true and real for me. And as we activate that energy, you feel the sensation more powerfully as the shift happens. Really feel the energy moving faster and shifts happening. And now you are breathing through, really embodying as you breathe. I want you to take 3 breaths deeply. And as you breathe through, I want you to now see the pyramid start slowing down, slower and slower, getting grounded, getting centered. And as that happens, I want you to now see as a new version of you how you are stepping in to the bold you. What is the next action, the next step as the new version of you are going to take? I want you to see it, I want you to feel it, and I want you to embody it. What is that bold action you are going to do? Even if it looks like applying for an opportunity, moving to your higher identity, saying yes to something that scares you, that creates fear, but knowing that this is what you need in order to step into the wealthier and healthier version of you. What is that next step you're going to take in next 24 hours? I want you to really make that note in your mind and commit to yourself that you are going to do that, so that you move into that. Is it something that will allow you to elevate you to the next version of you? To step, to empower, to create more wealth and visibility and impact in a higher possible way? What does that look like for you? What is the next bold step? What is the next bold action that you can take for that version to embody that new identity, new energy recalibration? This Lion Gate portal really desire you to be bold, courageous, to move with faith rather than fear. What is the faithful action you can take in next 24 hours? And as that comes through, I want you to take a deep breath in. Knowing that you are safe, knowing that it's safe for you to be wealthy, it is safe for you to be healthy, it is safe for you to be loved, accepted, it is safe for you to embody this new identity. And as that happens, I want you to notice this beautiful bubble comes all the way back to the now. And as it comes back to the now, I want you to imagine that this beautiful bubble now opens and leaves and allows this beautiful light to seep into from your crown all the way down to your spine and all the way down to your feet. And some of that light from that beautiful light goes to the center of the earth, from your feet all the way down, grounding you into your body, connecting you to your embodiment of this new identity, grounding in this energy and going all the way to the center of the earth, feeling grounded, feeling centered. And as that happens, I want you to see some of that light from the center of the earth comes all the way back to your feet, all the way back to your knees, to your spine, all the way back to your heart, all the way back to your crown. And as that happens, I want you to take a deep breath in and slowly Open your eyes. How does that feel? If any emotion shows up, if you're feeling strong energy moving, allow that to move through. If you feel dehydrated, very normal. And you may have certain dreams tonight because we've activated, this is the very powerful energy that we activated. So you may feel certain sensation in your body. Just allow that to be integrated with a lot of water, a lot of rest and sleep, and but also taking bold, aligned action. That's how you integrate this energy. Beautiful, beautiful. This is what we do. I mean, when I work with my clients, this is just a fraction of what you're seeing here, but this is really, really powerful work. And that's why my clients get results the way they do, because they no longer operate from limitation. They operate from the embodiment of their higher self. And that version of them is healthy, wealthy, in peace, in joy. And the truth is, the wealth is created from peace. This is why hustle, we see it's very normalized hustling and working hard, but actually, the true wealth is created from peace, from effortlessness. And that's what I'm all about: effortless wealth, effortless, peaceful, aligned income that is so deeply congruent with who you are that you become the vessel that creates easily and effortlessly. And that's what I witness. Money comes so easily to me. Uh, it's just easy, it's effortless. I don't have to work hard. I have to just be me. And I've said it years ago that I will be paid for my frequency. I will be moved. I will move people through my energy and frequency. And this is what I'm doing right now. So, really allowing that to be your truth and allowing this to be your reality. And those who are ready for the next level, you know what to do. What is the bold action you need to take in 24 hours so that you are stepping into your identity in light, in love, in embodiment of your truth. And that's what it is all about. You have the link. We can share the link again. Make sure you apply. Limited spots until 12th of August. And make sure you put Lion Gate when you apply to get the $1,000 reward as part of this Lion Gate energy, abundance energy, and it is a generous energy. So I move with generosity to really show you the possibility so that you actually don't hold yourself back. You allow yourself to be open to receive, to allow people to help you, to support you, and actually move into the next level. And this is everything. Is there anything, how, I mean, this is what I wanted to share with you. I mean, it is incredible. I'm feeling all the energy and I've connected with your energy so I can really feel the shift that you feel. I know that you've shifted. So yeah, beautiful. You're very welcome, Murray. That's beautiful. And so this is the work, and you have to realize the more you let go of your limitation around money, emotionally, energetically, the more you are open for more abundance. Abundance is like water. Water is abundantly available, and the more you allow yourself to be in that abundant energy, the more abundance is created. So really stepping in, stop seeing money as something as limited resources. Start seeing, how can I create more? How can I open more resources to receive more? What does that look like? So constantly moving into that reality, you will see the change and the shift in your life so rapidly. And it has been an evidence for myself. It has been an evidence for my clients, and you are already witnessing the energy. I mean, this is the fraction of the work that we did, but ultimately this amplifies when we work together in a really powerful way. So amazing. I mean, I am looking forward to connecting with those who are going to apply, who are ready for to receive $1,000 reward through applying and working with me, and those who are ready to move boldly. I look forward to speaking to you and getting to know you, and seeing you in next week until 12th of August. That offer is applied, but you can apply anytime you like. But if you want the offer, the 12th of August is the deadline. So, with that, I am letting you go with so much love and so much light, and trusting that you're going to be bold, you're going to be daring, you're going to trust radically, believing in your light, believing in your power, believing in who you are. And I will really, really would like you to really see the change and the shift that I've seen in me, I've seen in my clients. I would love to see that in you, because you are incredible being. You haven't just realized that. And this work is all about realizing who you are fully, so that you can embody that, so that you create an impact, so that you become wealthy, so that you can become healthy, so that you live your best life. With that, with so much love, I wish you the best, and take care, and much love. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. And may the light in me reaches the light in you. Bye bye.